Oh my goodness, y'all. I got something to tell y'all. Oh my goodness, you ain't gonna never believe it. Pastor, he is truly anointed by God. Do you hear me, Lord? He is preaching on tonight, and everybody upset about it. And I need y'all to call in and weigh in on discussion. You see the phone number up, right? Girl, let me tell you, the pastor, he is talking that talk. He is walking that walk, and people are trying to take his freedom of expression, and the church is speaking out, and people around the world in the black community do not want the pastor to have freedom of speech. Girl, we got to get into this, and guess what? Omarion, he don't like it. He said, leave Kevin Samuels alone. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Omarion. Y'all know Omarion. He is coming out, and he has a lot of stuff to say about Pastor. And, girl, he's calling it out as the fake church. Yes, he is. He said the church ain't nothing but a fake. Oh, my goodness. Omarion always felt that way, you know what I mean? But we got to get into some things, and I want you guys to call in. Y'all got to weigh in on this, all right? I'm for real. And another thing, y'all know Mac Epps, the high-value man, he got with that little yellow girl. Yeah, a young girl, honey. He like twice her age, and you know they on the verge of divorce. That shit don't be working. They be up here talking about some, yeah, I'm gonna give me a young little girl. It don't be working. She's gonna get wise and realize you ain't shit. And I hope these youngsters take y'all for all the money. I hope she get it all. I sure do. So let's get back here. And let's play. Oh, I'm sorry. First, hey, how y'all doing? Do y'all miss me? Because I missed y'all. You know it's 2 o'clock. You know I usually don't go on this early. But you know, I think it's a time for a change in pace. Hey, how you guys doing? What's going on? I'm so happy to see y'all. Hey, Miss Cortez. Hey, A-Lady. I'm going to need y'all to call in on this. Okay, y'all don't want the real truth? That's what Jamal Bryant was giving us facts, wasn't he? Girl, let me play these facts. Let me get them on facts on facts on facts, okay? Jamal, Pastor, tell it.
You do nothing to men who have no authority. How can a man say that you are of low value after 35? How can a man say that you do not have the level of traction of a high-powered man when that man has got to get a GoFundMe for his funeral? How can a man say that you do nothing to men who have...
He said, how can another man, he ain't nothing but with sticks and bones, okay? They said that man had 2 failed marriages and got kids out here, and the kids don't even quite say he's a good daddy at all. And he's around here telling people stuff about themselves, and they believing it, brainwashing the innocent minds. And that pastor had to get on there. He said, how can that man tell y'all anything and y'all listen to him? And he got to go GoFundMe. Yeah, girl, they say he got to GoFundMe. You see this? What they say? It says, alleged GoFundMe was created by a family friend, Miss King. So I don't know who that is, but they have created him a GoFundMe. I told y'all this, but y'all don't want to hear it. Kevin Samuels GoFundMe campaign for his funeral removal. Now, when they gonna have the funeral? Because I think that's gonna be a big old thing. What do you guys think? That big old funeral? Ooh wee! Are y'all gonna attend? Did y'all get an invite? You know what I mean? Girl, who gonna speak at the funeral? Okay? Is it gonna be YouTubers up in there speaking at the funeral? Is it gonna be a bunch of all the men's up in there speaking at the funeral? I said they're gonna have it like DMX. That's what I thought. Is he gonna get buried in Atlanta? You know what I'm saying? With the niggles? I don't know. Comment. Let us know what y'all think about all this. All right, so Omarion, he is stepping in the building. Now, Omarion, this don't got nothing to do with you, brother. Okay? Omarion, this don't got nothing to do with you. Omarion. Okay, you need to start talking about what happened to Little Fizz. Since you want to talk, Omarion, let us know what happened with Chris Stokes and little fears to protect other little boys, but you don't want to do that, right? He want to talk about everything but the right stuff, right? Help little fears out. What happened with him and Chris Stokes? You was there? Said you want to talk. But anyway, we're going to let his ass slide on that. All right, so this is what he got to say. He said it's sad when people can't respect the family after losing a loved one. He's no longer here. Why all the insult to injury? Question marks. What about the people that loved him, like his mom? They gotta see this or hear about it. This is disgusting and whack as fuck. Regardless of his views, he didn't kill anybody. We all need to have more compassion. This is why I don't attend these fake places of worship respectfully. All right, so that is your homeboy Omarion. Y'all know y'all love some Omarion. I don't love no damn Omarion. Don't put that on me, okay? Yeah, you know the people out here love themselves some damn Omarion. He don't, listen, I don't think he wants y'all. I don't even think he play on that same team, okay? If you want to be frank. But, you know, go ahead and get y'all some Omarion and see if he open the door, okay? Because I've been talking to my girlfriend, April Love, and you know the type of man that she likes, okay? She like the same type of man that Black China like, honey. You already know. And there ain't nothing wrong with it. Everybody like what they like, okay? And I ain't judging. Anyway, another thing we gotta talk about, so y'all feel free to call in, and that is this Mike Epps. Yes, girl, Mike Epps getting beside himself. He thought he was all that in a bag of chips because he got with that woman that's younger than him, and she way younger than him. And I think she's a different race. She's that mixed stuff. You know what I'm saying? That euphobia shit. Anyway, girl, they on the verge of divorce. Yes, they are. Yeah. But girl, let me tell you something. DJ, stop the music. Mike Epps is not husband material. Okay, he's a cheater. He degrades his women. He belittles his women. And these niggas think just cause they got some damn money, they can treat you any type of way. They treat you like a goddamn object. And it ain't right. So hopefully homegirl realized, hey, I am more than a Mike Epps side piece or his wife or whatever. I am me. I am to be respected, loved, and cherished. All that bullshit you told me. If you don't stand on your word, you are nothing to me. And hopefully she got what's going on. So look, they unfollowed each other, and you already know what that means. Time for the damn divorce. I'm not surprised, cause Mike Epps, these niggas are not husband material. No, they do not. They just want to use you. And that's why I don't feel bad when these girls use these niggas. Use the niggas before they use you. It's a use world. Either you gonna use them or they gonna use your ass up. When you get older, after 35, they gonna throw your ass to the wolves and they gonna replace you with somebody that's young and stupid and don't know what's going on, because that's how they like them. Yeah, and they want to start this beef war between older women and younger women. But don't let them do that, y'all. Nah, keep the woman power. Come on now. Now, we're going to open these phone lines because we need to hear what y'all got to say about this. Oh, and another thing. Please like this video, and another thing, because I got some other stuff I need to address. Okay, so I took my ass over there on that Facebook, right? Yeah, and they talking about this right here. Look at this. Look. Let me move this over here. Pastor Jamal Bryant. DJ cut me off. Pastor Jamal Bryant is facing backlash after questioning how Kevin Samuels could tell a woman she can't attract a high-powered man, but has a GoFundMe for his funeral. Why y'all giving the pastor so much backlash, huh? He a black man. Y'all don't want the black man to speak? Y'all don't want him to have freedom of speech? That's messed up. We in America. We should all have freedom of speech, right? Yeah, now see, they don't want that. It's only when it's going how they want it to go. It's very selective. He's a man of God. God gave him the anointing to get in the pulpit and talk his stuff. And that's what he's doing. This is all God's will. Yes, it is. So I'm going to look in the comment section, see what they're saying up here a little bit. What they say, they says this. They said, this Samuelites are not well. They were a part of the Messianic cult and refused to believe their Messiah was living a complete debt-ridden lie. I literally just watched one argument with a black woman who pulled receipts from public records. All right, so they said they got public records out here that his ass was in debt. Okay, whatever in the dark will soon come out to the light. Maybe the bulk of his money went to that apartment he was renting and trying to live that lavish style within the Buckhead community, honey. Okay, what is going on, girl? Everybody talking about this? Everybody's talking, so you know we gotta talk, okay? Yeah, look at this. It said, wait a minute. She said, wait a minute, hold up now. Hold up. Wait a minute, Kevin Samuels died with only about $1,500 in his bank account, and the family is doing a GoFundMe. But this was the man y'all listen to, huh? They can take that GoFundMe to a high value hell. Ooh, not a high value hell. I heard it all. Yeah, child, they is talking that talk on here on social media, and you know I need y'all to weigh in on this, okay? Because this is just too much on me. Pastor Jamal shades the F out of late Kevin Samuels. All right, as y'all can see. All right, so I'm going to open up the phone lines. We got to see what y'all got to say about this. Y'all ready? I hope y'all open up the phone line. Let me look in the comment section. Hey, how y'all doing? Please like this video. All right, we're going to get the phone lines cracking because y'all know I need y'all here. Okay? Now, where can I find the phone line? Where is the phone lines at? It's always something. We was, hell. What the hell did I do now? What did I do? Please like this video while I'm trying to find. I can't. Where? DJ, pump me up. Pump me up, because I can't find the phone line. Well, y'all, okay, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I'm sorry. All right, calling from 215. You're live on the air, 215.
Yes, hello.
Hey, baby, can you hear
Hello.
me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hi, G. Hi,
Hey,
beautiful.
how you doing, baby? Girl, what you think about this? Why is everybody coming for Pastor? Talk about it.
Okay, now I really wanted to say something about Omarion, but we can go ahead and talk about the pastor.
We can do that. Omarion, he put his big toe up in there, so let's chop it off. What's up?
Yes.
What's up, Omarion? What's
Yes.
up?
What's up? Like, I feel as, okay, first of all, this is Brick House from North Philadelphia, and I just want to say, first of all, Omarion should have left his mouth shut. It has nothing to do with him. What he doing is opening up a can of worms for himself. Because what I got out of him speaking up is he afraid that, God forbid him passing the damn mark, he afraid that all his dirt gonna come out on him. I think he's being sensitive to this.
Now,
What
you
you
know
think?
they said
I
them
think-
DLs love some Kevin Samuels.
So, you know, like, Omarion has a past, you know, as far as what he was going through with, you know, B2K and everybody. So it's like at the same time, he don't want that to be brought back up. He don't want a lot of things to be brought up as far as him messing with, you know, other boys and different stuff. So he feel as though if someone passes, why bring up their past or talk about him like a dog? Because when he was talked about, he was quiet. He didn't mention anything. He didn't speak up for himself. He didn't do nothing. He was quiet as kept and just probably was sitting there in the corner just praying and hoping it all just go away. You know, but now You done open up a can of worms by stepping your foot out here, saying something because you afraid of you. Like, please, people, please stop. Please, it's so ignorant. It's disgusting to do this because it's not right. It could happen to me. If y'all do this to him, y'all would do this to me. This is what the people do, you know. And I feel as though he should have just kept his mouth shut. He just being sensitive.
You sure right about that. You sure right. But you know what? He hoping that the manosphere gonna have his back. You see how they rally all the mans came for Kevin Samuels' back? He want all the mans to have his back. What's up?
Right. So I'm saying as far as the pastor, he has a point there. You know, Kevin Samuels speak of, women wanting to have, high value men, and he called himself breaking down a woman of letting her know that she's not worthy of that. And at the same time, he spoke of high value things, but at the same time, look what his family and everyone has to go through to bury him.
You're right.
And it's not that we talking about them bad or anything like that. At the same time, you have to practice what you preach. If you can put out there.
Time out. Can I say something? No. Cut the goddamn track. They still talking about Rosa Parks. Everybody can say something about Rosa Parks. Y'all dog out Whitney Houston. Y'all make jokes about Whitney Houston. And everything gonna be right. They could talk about Whitney Houston. They could talk about Rosa Parks. They could talk about everybody that's dead. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't gonna say nothing. But what's the go ahead.
It's a man thing. Like James Brown's song is a man's world. So to them, it's like they want to control every little thing that has something to do with a man, whether a man is frauding, or rather a man is a good man. The men is trying to protect every little thing. If it was coming down to a woman, they want to drag the mess out of us. But being though this is a man that they felt as though he was, breaking down women, degrading them here and there and different things, he's speaking up for us because he say the things that we be wanting to say and he gets to say it. But it don't always give you that it's a word for it. It don't give you no right to say anything when a woman is taking care of you. When you have a woman that's taking care of your kids and you're not there, y'all have no right to judge a woman for anything she do because
they know that.
Our reasons for the things she do.
Cause let's be frank. If it wasn't for women, half of these bastards wouldn't even exist. Your mama take care of y'all because y'all daddy was nowhere around. Let's be real. Y'all mama put food on the table and she struggled, did the best thing she could for your ass. And I wish, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? They don't care about that. They don't care about that. All that is just beside itself. And you know what I think it is too? It's the message. It's really not about Kevin, because remember they said Kevin, before he talked bad about black women, they wasn't really rooting on his team. You know what I'm saying? But it's the message. It's that spirit. That spirit of what y'all call that? Miss nigga. What you call it, girl? Musnagus? What is it?
Monogamous?
Hell, not monogamous. The patriarchy. It's the spirit of the patriarchy.
Yes,
it's really not about his flesh and bones. It's really about Kevin Samuels. It's the spirit of patriarchy. That's what they want to protect. That's what it is.
Yes. Yes, and they always try to protect their own thing. It's like, even when, when I was out in the world and I was hosting an open mic and doing my thing and all this stuff, it was so male-dominated. It was so male, and I had to be strong and still hold my ground and still walk with my chest beat out because it was men everywhere. They didn't want you to get but so far, and if you wanted to get a little far, they needed you to give a little up. And it's like, no, I can't do this because, first of all, if I give myself up to y'all, they're going to try to ruin my reputation. Then you want to try to break me down.
Yeah, they want to break that ass. Yes. You're right.
And that's the thing. And women we have to hold ours down to like a barrier like the men does. We have to not break down when a man want to call us, excuse me, hoes and bees and all that. We have to stand with our chest and our neck up and say, you know what? You calling me all that because you mad, but at the end of the day, I took care of you and I did this, that, third, and your mother did the same thing too. You know, because at the end of the day, when you're not there for them kids, I'm taking care of your kids. How did you think you had a fresh new pair of sneakers on your feet? Your mother did that. You don't know how she did it and what all she had to do. All you just knew is she probably was working or she was with your dad or whatever, but you don't know what your mother sacrificed to get to make sure you was okay. So you shouldn't have it in you to talk about another woman.
Well, they gonna do that. They don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? They have to stick with their gender. It is a gender war, but it's been a gender war since the beginning of time. That's what's one of the first wars was the gender war. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, the battle of the sexes.
Yeah, this always been. It's just, more apparent now because people are waking up. They don't want, they don't want to, be a slave to the other sex just because you got some dick or nuts. Right. Just because you got some dick or nuts. That's it. Just because you got some dick or nuts.
And the roles are changing and the women are becoming stronger. And I'm going to tell you, these young girls,
and wiser too. Because if you forget, they said women could never be educated. Women were not smart. All they can do is lay on that back and pop that baby out. But they said, no, why would they read a book? They're dumb. That's not, they don't have the mindset capable of understanding what men can understand because men are the chosen one and women are not. Right. They're simply there to support the chosen few, which are the men. And they would not allow women to education or nothing. You see, the spirit still lives on. That spirit went to hell and now is roaming on earth, getting in different bodies, preaching that preach, trying to take us back to yesterday, but the shit ain't gonna happen. And it's a fact, because in this country, you have more women than it is men. 51% in this country are women, and they have the power to do what needs to be done, but it was a lot of brainwashing going on, and you brainwash women to be male-identified thinkers, to protect them, to vote like they vote, versus voting for your best interest. But go ahead.
But, and G, my thing is, how do the world expect, I'm not being a sexist or anything. I'm just saying, how is the world expecting a man to run the world when they cannot multi like women do? This is why the world's so messed up. Because when you think about the women, we can get our kids up, take them to school. We can go to work. We can come home, cook dinner, wash our behinds, clean the house. Oh, now I gotta go lay up with my husband or my boyfriend, or I might gotta get his clothes ready for work, and I gotta make this delivery, and I gotta go to the market. We do so much and still make this appointment, and still, and make appointments and call on the phone. We do a lot. How do we expect a man to run the world when all men want to do is war? They war against each other in the streets. They war against each other in the government, everything. So how can we expect a man? It's really risky that we have men controlling the government and different things like that because all they want to do is war.
Okay. I gotta think about that one. You gave me some shit this summer, okay? You gave me some shit this summer.
Yeah,
but I thank you, boo.
A story on that one day.
Okay, yeah. We're gonna get on to the next call. I love you. Make sure you call back. All right? Yeah.
Thank you, yes, I will.
Anytime. I love you too, boo.
Thank you.
And let's give a big old thank you to Miss Cortez, donated $5. Thank you, boo. Yeah. She always up in the chat. Why can't I find what I need to find? Okay? Why can't I find? Oh, here it is, the phone line. Okay. All right, let's go on to the next caller. Calling from 67H, alive on the air.
Hello, Gigi. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, baby. Talk to me. What's your thoughts about all this?
Hey, Miss Lady.
Hey, what's your thoughts?
This is LaRon from Marietta, Georgia.
Okay.
Good talking to you again. I want to talk about this. I just want to say the last caller, yes, Black women, I support you. I'm a fellow black man. I support you. There will be no world without women, particularly black women. Black women have started all the causes. They fought all the wars. In Africa, they've been the top forefront warriors of
Say
our
that
society
again.
to
Say
fight
that
against the
again.
enemy.
Say that. They don't understand
Black
that.
women.
Say it again.
If you know history, black women, that's what the Black Panther was about. Black women have been the top warriors. You hear me?
The
They've been
top
the
who?
top
Hold
warriors.
on. No, that's not the case, because back in our day, women were women. They stayed in the kitchen. They were very submissive and sweet. They only knew how to bake them brownies, and they got a dress on and some heels, and they always made sure they looked cute. They didn't eat much.
Okay.
They were skinny and having babies, and they supported their men, and they didn't know nothing about no war. They couldn't even, they wasn't angry. You know, nowadays they so angry. But go ahead, drop that knowledge, because they don't understand that.
GIGI, see, and you know what? That may have happened once the white people took our black asses to America, and that's what happens when we started following behind white people and their patriarchy and ways about that. But Africa was matriarchal. It was a matriarchal society. There was a lot of cultures that were matriarchal, meaning the women were ruled. And it wasn't about who your father was. It was about who your mother's line. That's how you got your titles. That's how you got your crowns. You got your crowns from your mother, all right? So, but what you were saying, that's European mindset. And I think the problem is, as black people came to this country, we started to emulate the white ways of society.
Wait, hold on. Can I say something? Can I cut you off right there? Can I cut you off?
Go ahead.
Okay, now this is the thing. Now, did the black people try to emulate the European, or were the black people forced to emulate? I didn't think the black people have a choice. But go ahead, tell us.
They do have a choice.
They do.
They have a choice. They have a choice. When we first got here, we were forced to follow the white man's way because we were enslaved, all right? But as we got freedom, and we started to identify white man's ice as the way to be, that's how we got to that part where we started to emulate and make a choice of following the ways of the white man. See, I
still feel some type of way about. Hold on, I'm sorry to cut you off again. I still feel some type of way. I really don't feel like it's a choice, because when I walked in there, my ancestors walked in there with their Afro puff. They was denied at the front door. You too black. You too this, and then it was accepted to another person that had the pressed hair. And see, that's my fuckery right there. That's brainwashing. I would never be good enough.
Right.
I have to conform to what they want me in order to even eat bread, to make good for my family. And all this brainwashing, I don't, to me, if you brainwash somebody, they don't have a choice in that matter. But I understand you feel like they do. I just feel like they don't. But go ahead.
Well, no. I'm going to say this. It started when we started going through the civil rights. We said the white man's ice was better than the black man's. When the black man started a lot of, like, the Black Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, we had our own, but then we got it destroyed. So we started to say, well, the white man's stuff is better. And then as time went by, we started to form our own factions and say, well, we're going to start to emulate some of the ways of the white man, which is we're going to deem who is valuable in our community. We're going to also say black women don't have a say, black gay men don't have a say in our community, black gay women don't have a say, and anything that we deem weaker, we're going to have rulership, and we're going to be kind of, in a sense, what Mark Lamont Hill, and I don't agree with Mark Lamont Hill does all the time, but he was right. A lot of black men are trying to be the new white supremacists and take over as a white supremacist. Because when you say that nobody in the community has value to lead, it should be just me as a black man leading. When I'm not, you don't see leading going on in the community. You see a lot of excuses and coddling going on in the community. Let me tell you this, okay? my grandmother, she just passed away, and all
Sorry to hear
salute
that.
and respect to my grandma, my late grandmother that just passed. She was a true queen. Okay, she was the best woman in my life. She as she got older, she started to realize some of the things. Okay, maybe I was wrong, whatever, but she wasn't perfect. Okay, but what I mean to say that is she raised my uncle and my aunts and my dad particularly. Okay. And I have an issue with my dad recently, okay? Seeing him at the funeral, we had a disagreement. But a lot of black men, when you tell them stuff that they can't, I'm a black man, and when you tell them stuff, they just can't take that maybe they are the problem. They can't take corrective criticism because all their life, people in their lives have called them and made them seem like they were bigger than they were supposed to be. We're all in this together. But that's the bad part of coddling somebody for so long. They don't think that they can hold up to criticism. They don't think that they can hold up to the part where maybe I am wrong. When you tell them something, they're dismissive. They act like a child. They want to walk away. They gaslight you. They divorce. Who does that sound like? That sounds like a white supremacist who does not want to come to terms with what they've done in their past. They want to gaslight you. They want to say, no, this didn't happen to you. Oh, you did this to yourself. You enslaved yourself. Your people sold you. So that's why but you're the one that's enslaved us. So, yeah, there's excuses going along, and a lot of black men aren't being held accountable because they've been coddled. Now, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to coddle you. If I see you doing wrong, I'm going to say this is wrong. I'm going to call you out on it, and I'm going to say you need to do better. But that's the problem we're dealing with. We're dealing with people. We're turning people into narcissists, and that's men and women all this day. Kevin Samuels, there should be no high vibrational person following this man. There should be no one. He shouldn't have any subscribers because if you're a high vibrational person, man or woman, whatever topic he decides to bring to you, whatever validity you may see in that. This man, you can clearly tell he was an agent. And that's why I love that last caller you had on your last live. There was a lie, you called it the Illuminati lady. She was speaking facts, Gigi. She was speaking facts. You have to wonder, why do they put these people in the forefront? And I said that about a long video I talked to you about the leaders. Al Sharpton and all these people, what's his name? Al Sharpton and whatever, they put these people in the forefront, and you wonder, how the hell did they get to be in the forefront? Who chose these people? How did they come out of nowhere? I asked my elders, where do these people come from? You don't know how they come from. It could be that these people are being put in front of our face for a reason, to put out an agenda.
Well, everything is an agenda. You just have to have your own agenda, but the world is full of agendas.
Yes, that's true. That's true. But think about it like this. It might be a worldwide agenda, a global agenda.
Okay, a worldwide agenda. I don't know about that because North Korea, they ain't getting on nobody agenda but North Korea. China agenda ain't getting on nobody but China. Russia, they trying to force people in their agenda. I think that a lot of countries want to be independent, so we'll just have to see. I know it's a freedom agenda. I'm for the freedom agenda. I'm for liberating women across the world agenda. Huh?
Are they really trying to say a freedom agenda, or are they selling you a freedom agenda? What you think you want to know, what you want to see is a freedom agenda. Could it be an illusion of freedom?
Maybe it's a false freedom, but a little bit counts. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to take that little bit versus where they was 100 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so hey, a little bit at a time. Maybe it won't be in our lifetime, but maybe in the future generations, maybe they experience better. And that's how I feel about it.
Right.
But I thank you for calling in, boo. Make sure you call back. We're going to let you go. We're going to go to another caller calling from 410. You're live on the air. 410.
What's going on, GG?
Hey, Indigo. Hey. Hey, y'all. We got Indigo in the building. Hey. What's going on?
I don't know. I just saw my notification and I came in and I saw Jamal Bryant on the screen. And just wanted to give my 2 cents. I don't know. What are you all talking about?
Okay, so Jamal Bryant, he said, how could you guys allow a man like Kevin Samuels to tell women once they hit 30 they're of no value, to tell women that they are no value to the community? How could y'all do that when he got to get a GoFundMe for his damn funeral? And the church went up, girl. And then a lot of men were shook. They was upset, said, oh my goodness, how dare he talk about him in a pulpit? Oh my goodness, they said it was dragging him. They said it was shading him. And hold on, Omarion came to Kevin Samuels' defense. Omarion from B2K, that Omarion, April, he didn't even marry April, whatever her name is. And you know, they said he's on a down low. That Omarion, he says this. This is what Omarion had to say. He said, it's sad when people can't respect the family after losing a loved one. He's no longer here. Why add insult to injury? What about the people that loved him? Like his mom. He really talking about himself. I think he loved him. They got to see this or hear about it. This is disgusting and it's whack as F. Regardless of his views, he didn't kill nobody. We all need to have more compassion. This is why I don't attend these fake places of worship respectfully. Now, Indigo, why did he speak out when everybody started making jokes of Whitney Houston? Huh? Did her family have to see that?
They did.
What about Rosa Parks? They always making jokes about her too. Ain't she dead? Don't she got family still alive?
Yeah, they did say that she wasn't. Yeah, they did say all she did was sit the F down. Yeah, they certainly did, Gigi. They did say that. But was Jamal Bryant, was this a church sermon or was he like protesting?
No, he was in church. It was in church. It was in the pulpit.
Oh, so he was doing the pimping dollars. I mean, because Jamal Bryant is the last person on the face of the earth to be talking about any man. But it's mighty funny that every time a black man dies, another black man comes on and capitalizes off of his death. So for me, it's as if you already were aware of this man and his behaviors in his life. And so you're capitalizing on him after his death because it triggered so many black women in different variety of ways. And so for me, it was to pimp to get the money coming out. So then, because predominantly his church has a lot of women. Jamal Bryant is just, I'm going to just say this. In Baltimore, it was alleged that he was dealing with a stripper and she got pregnant and she termed the baby and went on to term herself. And so you can ask the streets in Baltimore. They know about him. He was from like an alleged pimp to a pastor. And you already know about his whoremongering ways with through his wife, which pretty much was his beard to get him through. But I don't know why he's commenting. He's like the new age Jesse Jackson, because you know in the 80s we did have Jesse Jackson and the Al Sharpton, and so I do believe what's happening is these new men are trying to imprint their mark as the new world leaders for religion, under religion. Like Jamal Bryant. And as far as Omarion, I mean, when's the last time we heard about him? I mean, the last time I heard about Omarion, he was whining about being touched. That's the last I've heard about. He was whining about being touched. Wasn't he a part of like B2K or some shit?
Yeah, but I didn't hear him whining about being touched. Who was touching him that he was whining about?
It was something with the B2K members and Marquez Houston.
Okay, and I know Little Fierce came out and said that, but Little Fierce, he still said today, he was on a tour, interviews talking about how they all participate in man-on-man activities in the bedroom. He said Omarion was doing some freaking with other men, and they all played a part in it, you know?
Yeah.
Omarion have never touched on that. He was always afraid. He just wanted to go away. He didn't want that to come out. So I never heard him talking about he's been touched. If he did, that's something new, I need to be informed of.
Well, see, I'm older, so when I read about these things, it was one of his group members that was saying what was going on, and a lot of them did remain silent. So Omarion, he was the one that remained silent. But when was the last time somebody was checking for Omarion? Isn't he like 42, 41 right now? Shouldn't he have like grown children? I mean, for me, like, really ask yourself this question, Gigi. Right. What would black men have to talk about if black women were not in the picture? And it just seems like everybody's capitalizing on it because, during COVID, the church dwindled down. Church services were obsolete. The ATMs were working, of course, and you still had to tithe during COVID, during COVID.
Look, listen, girl, I let your ass slip one time. I said, okay, that's a slip. Okay.
So I mean, I just think, for me, where would these men be if they didn't have anything to feed off of women about, and if women didn't give them something to fuel off of? But he did that for the money. Why would you do it in church? You knew this man was derogatory to black women. Why are you now just saying anything? And on top of that, why would anyone be listening to him?
Jamal, this how I feel. Well, he don't he got freedoms too? Shouldn't he be able to say what he want to say? Why?
You know why? It's like Jesse Jackson coming out to commend somebody after, he came out as being a whoremonger and having outside children. It's like, you're a pastor. You're supposed to be teaching under the word of God. So who are you to come to me about anything when you're living a very hypocritical life? Until you address every demon that you've done with every woman that you've done inside and outside of your marriages, you can't tell the human people anything. And I think it's more important for the messenger than it is the message. Because you can say anything, but if the messenger is a hypocrite, then that makes it bad. Because what I do feel is Jamal Bryant is helping perpetuate a continued cycle of these just unproductive pastors. They're unproductive. They haven't really built anything but mega churches, and they're always talking. They're never doing anything but talking. That's all black men I've seen do is talk. They haven't done anything with the information they gather. What are you doing besides talking? So that's all I see is you're coming out to exploit. And I think it's tacky to exploit a dead man. If that's your brethren, I think it's really tacky to exploit him in his afterlife. And give your opinions about this individual when you had a whole 3 or 4 or 5 years to address his comments. So that's all I'm saying. I just think it's just an easy way for these men to get attention, to be relevant, to remain relevant, and to use it as they're just using. Everyone's just using it for whatever they need, and it's just if this didn't happen, what would they have to talk about? If they removed black women, black men would be in a heap of trouble. They really would be. If black women just disappeared today, oh man, that would be awesome. But if black women disappeared from America today, what would it look like for black men? Oh man, do you know? Oh man, the laws would. Yeah.
Well,
so yeah, that's all I have to say on it. I think it's just monetary, girl.
Girl, you said a whole bunch, Indigo. Shit. Okay, you said a whole bunch.
Black women would stop. And not only closing your legs, I saw some people were writing about like keeping their legs closed or something like that. But close your wallets too, black women. Like invest in yourselves. Like why are you investing in a church that I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying don't blindly give without giving to yourself first. So that's my thing.
Can I comment on what you said? Can I comment on what you said?
Yeah.
Because you said a whole bunch. Listen, I'm going to have to get a pen and pad for your ass. Okay? Because I'm like, God damn, she hit on that. Then she hit on that. I'm like, God damn, give me a break. Okay, now first, you said, now listen, I ain't religious. I'll be the first one to tell you I ain't religious, okay? But I will tell you this. You know, pastors and people that speak, and that tongue, it gives people hope that needs hope. You know, it keeps some people's spirit alive. And I think that's what he gives to people. That's why they keep coming out. It makes them feel good. It gives them hope. Some people want some discipline. They like that. And I used to think like pastors, oh my goodness, you're so on a pedestal that you shouldn't be saying this, you shouldn't do this because you the man of God. But I have to stop. They ain't no man of God. That's just how they feel. That's their belief, and that's their choice to feel that way. That's how they identify. And other people can identify them like that, but I see them as just human. They ain't nothing but a nigga on the street trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. The church is a business, all right? The church pastors, they do just like these YouTubers out here, gossip and talk that talk. That's what they do. We call it gossip, they call it gospel, okay? So, he ain't no different.
That's a good way to put it.
He ain't no different.
Yeah,
you know, they good storytellers.
I agree.
They're good storytellers. They're dramatic. They're entertaining. So, you know, people drawn to him just like they're drawn to Kevin Samuels on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just happy. Listen, he said what the statement he said, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, he ain't no different. To me, he's no different from anybody else.
So, Gigi.
Huh?
But, Gigi, how many times have black women heard these types of comments after degradation, after being ostracized?
But have they heard it from a black pastor? They never heard it from a pastor, though.
But have we heard it from a wholesome pastor? No, we haven't.
But who's to say who's wholesome and not?
We keep getting them.
Who's to say who's wholesome and not? All of them are, have done bad things. Every human have done bad things. So who's to say who's better or not? They all the same.
But my thing is, where is he tying? My thing is with these new breed types of pastors.
Somebody said Kanye West got a church too. Yeah, Kanye West, he a pastor.
But how is he tying? How is Jamal Bryant tying in Kevin Samuels to the Bible? And why is he why did he pick Sunday's sermon to address it? Why didn't he address?
You know what? You gotta ask Bishop.
That's all I'm saying.
You gotta ask Bishop Jamal. But maybe God put it on his heart. Maybe God said, listen, son, I want you to address this Kevin. Kevin tried to get into heaven. I don't know. I don't know what happened to Kevin and what he said to God or what he said to the devil. They had their own concert. You know what I'm saying? And maybe God said, I want you to address this on Sunday to your congregation. And when you do it, it's going to vibrate the world. Everybody and their mama going to hear about this, and it's going to penetrate the people it needs to be penetrated. Because you got to understand, when you have a message to the people, baby, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. So the message is going to get to the people that need to hear this message. And I don't know what that woman was going through or who was going through that was really devastated by Kevin's message. He has killed people with his tongue. So maybe pastor, pick their spirit up. Maybe he giving them new life and breath to know that the man of God does not validate his message. Understand? Okay, so maybe that's, what it is. I don't know. Shit. I'm just up here gossiping and talking like y'all.
GG, well then I'm God, and I'm just going to say, women practice discernment. That is a discernment. Verse, chapter, whatever, verses 9 through 12. Discernment with your
verses 3 and 4. Okay.
Listen, you can clap. Listen, ladies, you can clap. yeah, you can clap, but you better keep the wallets closed. Because see, for me, those are ploys that I've seen pastors use to get women to open their wallets. That's what I'm saying. If black women don't open their eyes up to the propaganda that their very own men are doing to them, then keep it moving. I'm just saying I've seen it before.
I understand.
I've seen this behavior before. And I do think that if black women were removed from the equation, I don't know what black men would have to talk about.
If you're trying to say that black women need to get out the church, black women are the church. They're not the head of the church. They prefer black men to be the head. And in the black church, the man would tell you, you are nothing but a support meat, okay? Stay in your position. You know, you're
to be silent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it is. But that's what they were brought up to be. That's what they were brainwashed to be. You know, when I was growing up, I didn't have a choice not to go to church. I didn't have a choice to say, you know, I don't feel that way, how y'all feel that way. You know, I get on punishment, my ass get whooped, I get crucified, and you know, they'll tell me, okay, no, you're not gonna get no cookies. No, you don't feel how we feel, you don't get no cookies. And you know, that's abuse and punishment. Right. So you have to realize a lot of these people are kind of brainwashed to fly, and that's their beliefs now. And some people grow up and they accept it. Some people never think about it, and it is what it is. I've never challenged no thoughts, and they're comfortable in their ways. So who am I to deter them to say, hey, wait, you know, it's very sensitive. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like every time there's a wave of when a black woman is trying to identify herself, there's an influence of other men, particularly black men, telling her or speaking. And I didn't really pay it attention until I had more time off. And I just noticed that it was a constant. Like, you can look at television, you can listen to music, you can listen, and they always will have their perceptions of what a black woman is, how a black woman acts. And I don't know where that's derived from. And I say maybe it could be to the fact that they don't have a strong male figure. Maybe the absenteeism of their male group is what's causing it. Or then I do just think ultimately black men just have a harder time bowing down to their creator. And that's what it is. And everyone has already acknowledged that the black woman is God, except the very group of men that she creates. And so, you know, you can't go against your creator. If you go against your creator, you're just doomed. So I don't think these men really have a lot longer. And so they just want to remain relevant. But clearly that was definitely to get those coins in the church. And as far as Omarion, I mean, I don't even know any of their songs. Quite frankly, but I mean, when's the last somebody woke up and said, "Oh, I wonder what Omarion is doing today"?
But they're talking about him now. They talking about him now. Okay.
I don't know who's talking about him. I mean, I don't know.
We talking about him dealing with this Kevin shit. That's what I'm talking about.
I just wish they would talk about things that they could do with each other together, rather than feasting off of what they do to other women. Why can't they coexist together? It seems like they talk a whole lot and they know the solutions.
You got to understand, when I talk about you or I'm talking about a group of people, that's not me. It brings brotherhood. You know, it makes us feel like we're more of a team. We're a camaraderie. It's us versus them. It creates a bond. Okay, thinking about here. You know what's going on with Russia, right? Okay, so NATO, which is U.S., France, all them other people, they were at a point where they were separated. They were separated. You know, NATO was not as tight, and Russia knew it, and he was betting on them being distanced to really divide them when he invaded Ukraine. However, when he did that, all them countries, they binded together. So it made them closer together, you know? So a lot of times, if we can identify a common enemy, we can come closer as a unity to defeat that enemy. Okay? So that's what it is.
When the enemy... But see, when you look at each other as the enemy, because see, like those, like I think it's like 27, 28 of those European states, they may not all like each other. They may not all agree with each other, like you just said, but they unionize and they band together for their collective. And so where is our NATO, the nigga association, whatever, where is ours?
Well, it look like the brothers are banding together. It look like the niggas are more united front. Now the black girls, you know,
banding together on a corner is not what we're talking about congregating. I'm talking about
on the internet.
Omarion has money. These people, Jamal Bryant has a mega church. Okay, so he's on TV.
Yeah, but he get his money
television.
from black women, right? Black women funded the church.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, but they still are the majority of the church. Women. They put money in the tithes. That's how he get the money.
Well, I would just say practice discernment. I'm just cheap. I don't really believe. I'm like, where's this money going to God? That's what I always wonder. How is this money going to God? And, I'm sure
you know why? They're going to say this. They're going to probably say something like, you got to understand, we got a house. We give to the homeless. And God has to protect me with a nice house and a nice car because I'm doing God's work. Girl, what's wrong with you? And the more we get a bigger church, the more we have more people. Do you know we can get souls saved? More souls we can get saved. I can get more souls saved in a church that seat 10,000 versus a church that seat 10 people. You know what I'm saying? The bigger the church, the bigger the glory. You got to give God his glory. You cannot limit the money. You got to give it to the God. In the word, it says, whatever you work, 10% needs to go to the tithe of the church. Every sheep should have a shepherd or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a master, somebody. You know what I'm saying, girl?
I get what you're saying. However, there's so many churches already placed in our locations, and so what I'm saying is, what are they doing?
They're giving people hope.
Why aren't you talking about building? Well, it'd be different if Jamal Bryant said, me and 10 of the past grimiest pastors created a safe haven home that they were building for black women in every single state in the Americas. Then I'd be like, okay, but I'd still be looking at them like, But it's not as if they're saying we're building infrastructures for women and children and men. You need to stay in your families. Even the mobs told them. What did Robert De Niro and all of them tell him? He said, you got to go home. You got to go home. You got to go home. In Goodfellas, when he was out whoring around and she found out and he left, they all told him, you gotta go home.
Well, I can't answer. I don't know, boo. I can't answer that. All I'm gonna say is they probably feel that they're following God's order. If God did not direct them to do that at this time, it's not for them. I don't know. I don't got all the answers, boo. But I appreciate you, and you need to call back
and choose.
Huh?
Girl, I will when I'm around. I said, but you can't pick and choose what part of the Bible you choose to follow. That's why I never really liked that part.
That's what they all do. That's what everybody does. It's not that many people that's going to do it. That's what they do. You know that. And guess what? They say the book is to be interpreted by its own. So one person can interpret it one way, and the next will interpret it a different way. So, it's really, you do what you got to do for you. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely. And we just interpreted his sermon, and that's what we did on that. That's what's up, Gigi. That's why I rocked with you, girl.
All right, boo. Love you. I
love you.
So let's go on to the next caller, calling from 786. You're live from the air.
Hey, Gigi, how are you?
Good. How you doing? Talk to me.
Good. Yes, Gigi. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this Pastor Bryant sermon, and I'm with you, Gigi. I stand behind this message that Pastor Bryant had on Sunday, and whatever he does in his personal life, I feel like he has to give his own account to the Maker, just like Kevin Samuels has to give his own account to the Maker for whatever he does in his personal life on this earth. But this message from me represented to women. Don't let any man tell you or make you feel that no matter at whatever age that you cannot get a decent man. Because the message that Kevin Samuel said on his last video was like, after 35, you're done. You know, you're used good. You know, it's over for you. So I feel like this message was right on time for all of the black women that followed Kevin Samuels and his rhetoric, that after a certain age, you're done. You can't get this type of man, etc. I feel like this message was on point. And women have always been the nucleus of the family. So the thing that, for me, why I feel like everyone, especially a lot of the men, are in an uproar is because a lot of these men are broken men. And a lot of them feel inadequate since women have begun to step into their power. We've noticed a power shift. Kevin Samuels would make jokes about women getting a PhD. You have a PhD. Oh, she has a PhD. Wherein that should be something that should be celebrated amongst black women. You should be happy that a woman was able to achieve a PhD. I don't know if you realize, but when Kevin Samuels first came out with his message, he initially spoke to black men, and he was correcting and chastising black men. But what happened? He didn't talk like that because black men, they weren't acceptive of his message. The minute that he started to downgrade and downplay black women was when all of these men came out of the woodwork. And so now that women are standing up and not settling for the foolishness that these men, these modern men, their lackluster efforts and behaviors, you know, they're getting upset now because we have now come into our power. We're experiencing a power shift. And I like the song with Beyonce. See, what was happening was a lot of women were standing up and demanding the man to also elevate themselves as well. And men felt, I don't know if it was some sort of inadequacy or it was something that damaged their ego, but they couldn't handle that, Gigi. So Kevin Samuels was pushing that agenda that not only that we should be that we should be okay with men having multiple women, you know, that we should be okay with men having options and men being able to cheat on women. No, that's why they are upset, because those were broken men that were following Kevin Samuels. So I stand behind Pastor Jamal Bryant with this message. That's all I have to say.
All right, yeah. And I want to know, comment, let us know. Do you guys agree? Are you okay with your man cheating on you with multiple people? You know what I'm saying? Press 1 if you okay with your husband, okay, cheating on you with multiple people. Press 2 if you say hell no. You know what I got to say about that? You know, everybody want to talk about be real, be honest, be truthful. But just be truthful and say, hey, if you cannot get with my program, I'm not interested. You know, stop all lying and trying to make somebody be with you, and then you already know you have bad intentions of, you know, misleading them, betraying their trust, hurting them, cause emotional damage. physical damage, mental damage, and they love to go around here talking about some women are so emotional. God damn it, if you know they so emotional, why would you cheat on them? Why would you deceive them with their emotional ass? Okay, you know what you doing, nigga. Yeah, you don't get no pass for that. When you go around preaching and talking about they so emotional, but your ass continue to do stuff that triggered their emotions. It doesn't make sense. If you know somebody is emotional and sensitive, if you plan on deceiving them and playing games, leave their asses alone. Okay? And if you in a marriage and you feel like, okay, mentally, I'm not in this thing, then you need to get out. Let this person know what it is. Even if she say, nah, we can make it work, I don't want to leave. You need to have integrity, dignity in yourself to say, hey, baby, you don't deserve me to cheat on you and disrespect you. And even though if you don't respect yourself enough to leave this marriage when I told your ass I'm not in it for real, I'm still going to do you a favor and I'm going to divorce your ass because it's not right and I want to be free too. And I'm not going to allow you to hold me hostage or guilt trip me into something I already told your ass I'm not in mentally. My heart is not here. And I have thoughts of being with other people. And I'm going to act on them thoughts sooner or later. So it may as well end the shit down. You know, that's integrity. You know what I mean? But go ahead, girl.
Yeah, so, you know, Gigi, like before, when he first started, he initially started chastising and correcting men, and he got no views. He got a lot of backlash from the men. So what that tells me is the minute that he changed, that Kevin Samuel switched it and dared his, you know, his frustration or whatever, I don't know what the motive was. Apparently the motive might have been money. Whatever he did it, when he shifted it towards women, that's when a lot of men started to jump on board because now, you know, they found somewhere where they could go and they could vent for, and be able to justify their shortcomings. Men, y'all need to step up, elevate. If we're getting a PhD, you need to carry it behind and do whatever you need to do to match the energy, okay? We're not taking any, women are no longer settling for the lackluster, the cheating, the lying, all that stuff that you guys have come with and feel that you could get away with. We are no longer doing it. So that rhetoric right there is now dead. This is a new day and time, and women, we need to demand more from these men. If they can't match it, like you say, Gigi, they got to go. So y'all need to step up to the plate because y'all Godfather is now 6 feet under. Okay, so y'all need to step up to the plate and start being men, real men in these households. And that's all I have to say.
All right, thank you, boo. We're going to let you go. Calling from 615. You're live on the air, 615.
Hey, Gigi, how you doing today, girl?
Hey, baby, talk to me. Go ahead with it.
Okay, this is A-Lady 747. You know, what happened was before he passed, he did this video on, I'm sure everybody knows the one now, about don't listen to your daughters if she says she's being basically abused. And he said, the next thing he said was, I don't believe women are being abused. I think this is fake. He said, my next video will be going, you know, against this narrative that women are being abused. And he never got to make that video. You know what I'm saying? God,
I'm glad he didn't make that video.
Exactly, because he's got too many. See, if he had just died and went away, we wouldn't be talking about him. But he has too many people out here following him and doing what he said do. They're trying to pretend like they're Kevin Samuels in these chats and in real life, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Hey, lady, you so right. And you know what it remind me of? We're not against Kevin Samuels. We love Kevin Samuels. It's the spirit, that spirit on him, that patriarchy spirit on him. That's the part we not with. But him as a flesh and human, we love Kevin Samuels. But we're not with that spirit, that evil spirit that was on him of patriarchy and telling men to put paws on women and not believing women when they're honest about, somebody done to them. That's how I feel. What you think about that? That we're not against Kevin Samuels as a human or as a black man, but we are against the spirit of that patriarchy.
Well, I have to pray on that part about not being against him. I mean, I'm indifferent, but...
Listen, hey, lady, I know you're talking about... But listen, that's what they did in church. You never been to church? And they said, oh, we love you. Well, it's just spirit on you, baby. It's that spirit, but we love we love you. I did that from church, but go ahead. Your ass said, no, throw the whole nigga away. Hey, lady said, throw the whole nigga away. She ain't with it.
Listen, let's keep that same energy. We didn't care for him when he was alive. We don't care for him when he's dead. It's a lie to start, giving him praise now that he's dead. That's not right. You're right. Not gonna happen.
Tell her, hey, lady, get me together. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just gonna say this last thing because I gotta go. I appreciate your show. This is great.
I can't stand when you have to leave me, hey, lady, because I love you on. I love her on here.
You got people. I love you too. You got people who want to talk to you though. I know.
No, but I like how you be talking. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell it.
Okay. I just want to, since we started talking about the church today, I mean, people, we really need to look at these folks that they call their church leaders. Half of them, if not more than half of them, do not deserve to be leading a flock. And that's all I want to say. That's it. I love you, girl. Keep doing what you're doing.
I love you, too. All right. She leaving me again. Okay, that's a lady. Give it up. She's a moderator. Hey, lady. She always come and she leaves so damn quick. All right, let's go on to the next caller. Calling from 858. You're live on the air.
Hey, what's up, Gigi?
Hey, baby. How you doing? Talk to me.
I'm doing good. Look, I don't put no weight in what no preacher say, because if you don't talk to God and God don't talk to you, how are you going to move our people forward? The bottom line is that I talk to God every day.
Mm-hmm. What did he tell you about this? What did he say about this?
What he said was, black people, we are the reason why we are still in bondage. When he sent Moses to free the Hebrews from Egypt, which is black people, he brought them back out of Egypt, but he didn't know what to do with us. It was about 50,000 to 100,000 of us. So he went back to Mount Sinai, where he first met God on the mountain. He left his brother, Aaron, in charge of the people, but Aaron wasn't no boss. Aaron wasn't no leader. Aaron wasn't no don. So when Moses went up on the mountain, black people, having never known freedom, their mama was a slave, their grandmama was a slave, their great-grandmama was a slave, so they didn't know nothing about no freedom, and it felt good. So they started partying. But what Moses didn't know, that God had sent angels to live amongst the people so that they could report to him every day on the laws that these newly freed people was going to need. So first day the angels come back, they said, thou shalt not kill, because evidently they was down there killing. Next day they come back, they say, God said, thou shalt not steal, because they were stealing each other's stuff. They was coveting their neighbors. He said, do not fornicate with your neighbor's wife. Don't dishonor your mother and father. Keep the Sabbath holy. Don't be out there making no false idols. So every day, the angels, imagine that every commandment was something that the angels saw down there happening.
Okay,
and
hold on.
Came back to God.
I know you talking good, but I'm listen, I don't know where I'm at. Okay.
The bottom line is this. The bottom line is this. that in order for us to truly be free, all the commandments say is how to treat your neighbor. Don't kill him. Don't fuck his wife. Don't steal his shit. Don't be out there making false idols.
Okay,
that's all it says. How to treat, excuse my French, but God is mad and so am I. How to treat each other. That's what the commandments are.
What's
and
your thought?
And what commandment are we keeping right now? No commandments.
Okay. Listen, I'm kind of lost in this gossip. You know what I mean? What just happened? Okay, hold on now. Look, hold on. Listen, I was kind of lost in the sauce. We were talking about Jamal Bryant and Kevin Samuels. And we went off to Deuteronomy and steal and kill. What? All right, let's go on to the next caller.
Let me get another bag of Cheetos, Paul.
Yeah, give me some bag of Cheetos, too. Hello?
Oh, hey, Gigi, how you doing,
girl? What you need, some bag of Cheetos?
I'm up here ordering snacks for my kids at the drive-thru.
Hey!
I didn't know this was going to come to me that fast.
It's all right.
I say this is when Cap go wrong. Oh, and let me get a Pepsi and a Smart Water. But yes, this is what happened when Captain go wrong. You can't want respect in life and in death when you wasn't living right in life. Now, I just seen a video of him right before Covina when he was renting a room and his car had an oil leak. So how you go from that to being high value and Covina just been going on for what, 2, maybe going on 3 years? So he wasn't even practicing what he was preaching. So you can't want all this respect when you wasn't being respectful.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, and that's how
like
it
people,
is.
Yeah, you want people to respect you, but you can't tell people how to feel. That's the one great thing about America.
And you can't go around disrespecting people and degrading people.
Right. And, you know, as for the church, with him doing his thing, you know, maybe he saw that morale was down. You know, it's a lot of women over 35 that go to church. They prop up the church, matter of fact, with their tithes and offerings and their attendance. Because if I guarantee if you panned out in that audience, there wasn't a lot of men there, quote unquote high value men. There's people in there trying to get their life together.
You sure right, girl. You sure right. Why you
I'm trying to get this after school child. I got to get my kids some snacks so they're going to get me.
I don't blame them. Get some Lunchables.
Right. But you can't tell people how to feel. You want people to respect you. You do respectful things in life, and that's just how it is.
You know how I feel? I feel like if his people really wanted Kevin Samuels to be loved and admired from everybody, he should have been more loving and admiring to everybody else. You get what you put out there. If you put out criticism and judgment and harsh words, then that's what you're going to get 10 times fold towards you. If he would have put out love and understanding and uplifting, then he would have been loved by so many. And you know, the people that disagree, it's genuine. You know, it's not like they fake hating. That's how they really feel.
Right, because, you know, everybody's saying about his family. And, you know, my heart go out to his mom and his daughter or what have you. But I'm trying to figure out how, if you have a close relationship with your mom and your family as a single man, why wasn't they listed as your emergency contact? Like, who was your emergency contact that cared about you, that you know going to answer the phone?
Who said they was close? Who said they was close?
Exactly, they wasn't.
They wasn't close.
I'm trying to figure out what they had going on in their household for him to sit up and preach the stuff that he was saying about, you know, not believing kids and, you know, what it was saying, adult correction.
Why didn't he put his apartment and his family name? If they was close.
And why you living in an apartment, high value?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it was a high value apartment. I don't know. Shit.
Like I said, I just seen him renting rooms at the beginning of Covina, and hasn't been 5 years. Like I said, he was always giving criticism, but he never gave solutions. Mm-hmm. And he gave, like, a lot of flack for people wanting to better themselves. Like, it's not women's fault that
they getting PhDs and degrees. The school is open for everybody. You just got to pay your money and pass the test to get in. It's not a deep secret that women want to do better.
Well, they should want to do better. Y'all, you've been held back for so long. Why wouldn't you want to educate yourself? Why wouldn't you want to be the best that you can be? Why wouldn't you want to go for your desires, everything you want? You don't have to wait for a man to get it to you. I know that's what your ass been taught, but you don't have to. You can have your dream and be independent and get it your damn self. But some people is just I don't want to do that. I want a man to do it for me. Well, you being slave to that nigga, and that's just what it is,
right.
You know.
And that's what he was really preaching. He was saying setting up women to be placeholders for men that don't have it together and being dusty. And he also set it up to where he was basically saying, if you a woman and you get with a man, you just gotta, for the comfort, you have to go through all kind of inhumane treatment because he has money, and that's not a way for anyone to live. Man or woman, I don't care.
Well, maybe he should have said. Shouldn't he have said? Maybe he should have. Man, oh man, it's some bull crap, ain't it? Ain't it some bull crap?
It's some bull crap. And it's like how it need to be a new commandment: thou shalt not cap. Thou shalt not cap. That's what need to be one, because he was living a lie, and that's why, like I said, it's Saturday. I mean, in black communities, the funeral's supposed to be going on tomorrow. And the only reason it doesn't go on tomorrow is that they don't have the money to have
Hold on, the funeral going to be tomorrow, girl? What I'm going to wear?
You know how it usually is.
Are you going to the funeral? Are you going to the funeral? Are you going?
Yeah, boo. No,
I'm gonna go. Who's gonna go with me? I want to go. I want to see who's gonna be up in there. Okay. What color y'all gonna wear?
It's gonna be a lot of his minions in the ugly crying, because he popped them up.
Hold on, time out. Men don't get emotional, so I know they ain't gonna cry.
Oh.
I know they ain't gonna cry. Men don't get emotional. I know they ain't gonna cry. Y'all better suck that shit in.
No, Gigi, they gonna be in the ugly crying. And I want all the men that love Kevin Samuels. I hope they call their daddies on Father's Day and cry for them like they cry for a stranger.
Do you remember that video went viral and that man was like,
intervention. I think they need an intervention themselves.
Yeah, he did a pause too, girl. Look, he did a pause. He said, yeah, it went viral, honey. It's going to be like that. I want to know, people in the comment section, if y'all going to go to the funeral, what are y'all going to wear? Are y'all going to wear black? What's going to be? Y'all going to have y'all shades up in there, y'all big hats? What is it going to be?
Yeah, and Men's Warehouse going to sell out, because, he said if you have you got to dress nice. You got to have a nice suit on. If you have a suit on, people think that you have value, but you just may have got your suit on sale.
Okay.
But it's a lot of men out here walking around with a lot of mommy and daddy issues that don't want to get help. And I think they're jealous of a lot of women that are doing the work, getting counseling, working on themselves, and they don't want to be having to work on
now,
them.
we need to have a whole segment on these parents. You know that, right? We need to have a segment on the parents. Because on one hand, everybody's saying, oh, my parents were the best. The parents didn't do nothing wrong. On the other hand, everybody dealing with mommy and daddy issues, so something ain't right. It's not correlating. It's not correlating.
Right. It's the black community, and unfortunately, I don't want dysfunction to be black culture. It shouldn't be our culture. But we got a lot of people dealing with a lot of issues in our community, and they just pass on from generation to generation. Those generational curses have to be broken. I have my oldest daughter, and I have 3 sons. I'm trying to teach them to be all self-sufficient, because when they get out there, I'm not trying to have my sons living with a woman, waiting on her, want her to wash and cook and clean. No, they're going to be able to do all that for themselves.
They should. It's human decency to be able to wash your ass, wash your dirty drawers, and cook for yourself.
Right, because it shouldn't be like how you eat. A woman shouldn't have to cook you food for you to eat. Like, what was you doing before you got a date with a woman? And it's just like he was teaching basically men with money, they could do anything they want, and that's not the real world. You know, you can't be sexually assaulting, SAing kids, touching on children.
But you know what that is? You know what that is? Oh my God. That's the spirit. That's the spirit of money, hungry. What is that spirit called? The spirit of greed. The spirit of lusting for money. That's lust of money and greed. Greed, lusting of money. Feeling like I got all this money. I'm going to stay greed. I'm going to lust for it and I want you women to lust for this money, because if you lust for it, you'll do anything for it. You'll belittle yourself for it. You'll degrade yourself for it. You'll let me hit you upside your head for it. You'll let me do it all up in your ass for it. You know what I'm saying? You'll let me fart on your face for it because you're hungry for the money. They say bitches over there at Dubai is getting shitted on for the money. It's the lust of the money. It's that lusting of the money.
They tell you that you're not worth anything if you don't have money. But it's the people that work that make the money. It's like these people, I don't get it. It's like, hey, there's nothing that you could tell me that'll make me basically give up on my children for a bag. Like his how he was talking, it was just a whole bunch of foolishness, because if my daughter came and told me that, that means that I have to listen to her, because in his paradigm, he liked younger women.
Girl is sick.
That's right up
Girl, let me tell you, I'm going to bring out this video later on. Do you know the pastor or one of the presidents in Nigeria? He's trying to go back on the laws, saying that it's okay for grown men 50 and 60 to marry little girls 12 and 10. Oh, yeah.
What in the pedophile hell is happening?
They bringing it back. Like, in Nigeria, I just came across the video. They're bringing it back. They always been pedophilia. They always been pedos. This country was built on pedos. What you talking about? What you talking about?
They don't want to. They want to deal with children because children have no way out. That's why they want to deal with women that don't have money, because there is no way out. And when there's no way out, you could treat
that
person
control. That's abuse. That's control and abuse.
Right. Control and abuse, and that's what.
So that's what it really boils down to: little bodies being controlled and abused. Because excuse me, I had to hiccup, but I'm sure if them little girls had a mind of their own and was educated and was not taking that, they wouldn't want them type of little girls. They want the slow ones, the stupid ones. So it's about the abuse. When you don't have
education, you don't know better.
Right.
And when you know better, you do better.
They want an ultimate power. I have all this power. You have no power. And I can overpower you, and I can have you doing anything. They want slaves. Can you just be honest with it? They want slaves.
Right. They want slaves because the previous caller was saying that Africa was a meritocracy. And he's right, because when I look at some of those documentaries, like when the women were going to fetch the water, it was the women going to do all the work while the men were laying around. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, we got to get to the point where we got to protect these kids.
And you know why they don't like hyenas. You know why they don't like hyenas, right?
Oh, hyenas are the real queens and kings of the jungle. They'll kill a lion dead.
Tell them, you know why else they don't like hyenas? It's because in the hyena family, the women is the head. The women is the dominant ones in hyena family. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and let's give a big old thank you to Marsh donating $50. Hey, Marsh. Miss Marsh always looking out for us. Hey, shout out. Uh-huh. Yeah, girl, but I know you got your kids. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you call back. Okay, love you.
Well, I enjoy talking with you.
I enjoy talking to you, too. Okay, calling from 347. You're live on the air.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm fine, girl.
Talk to me. What's up? What's up?
I just want to say this about our people. We die because of lack of knowledge. And we want people to think for us instead of us thinking for our own. One thing about it is that once the head is sick, the whole body is sick. These men sit here and they talk about us and they degrade us in the way that they degrade us, not knowing that we the earth. They come from us, not giving us enough respect that we deserve and we need. We give birth. We carry a child for 10 months. They say 9 months, but it's 10 months. If you want to think about it, in biblical times, when Mary was carrying Jesus, the first one that was carrying the word and knowledge and wisdom was a woman. I'm not, trying to get all hard about it, but you got to have discernment to see that this person was a Luciferian. What did they say about Satan? Satan comes like an angel of light.
Now, who you talking about? You talking about Jamal or Kevin?
Oh, Kevin, Mr. Kevin.
Okay.
And Mr. Omarion, this is funny, but I used to follow him on Facebook, and he used to follow me. But I gave him a video about, things that were going on in the music industry and, about God and, whatever the case may be. And he went and he blocked me. See, the point that I'm trying to make.
Well, you got to remember, too, maybe that's not his belief. Maybe that's your personal belief and it's not his.
I was getting to that. I was definitely getting to that, really. And I respect people for their beliefs, but they have to know that there's something, a greater force that's higher than them. And I hope that they seen it through this situation, because these people was looking at this man like he was God. And sister, I hear by your voice and how you talk that God, you fear him in some way. You fear him. And when God is a jealous God, he got to intervene. And that's what happened. God turned his TV off. And that was the bottom line. People need to have eyes so they can see. People got to have ears so they can hear. And nobody's not hearing. We die because of lack of knowledge. And yeah, God is angry. God bless the man's soul. I don't wish him no death or anything. But you eat what you sow. You destroyed people's spirits. You broke people's spirits. And I want to say something to you. I want to ask you a question.
Hold on.
Remember the last conversation we had, right? When he was talking to the virgin, right? And he was saying all them things to that virgin girl. But she said that she was saving herself for her man, for her husband, and she was a woman of God. Look what happened to him. He died. You cannot mock God. You can't do it. It's a dead issue. And I hope people really see that. I hope they really pay attention to that. You know what I'm saying? I hope they really. I want to tell all women out there, you're valuable. I know a woman that got married at 75 years old.
All
so
right,
what is
boo.
you talking about?
I appreciate you. You hit on some stuff. You got me thinking over here. I love you. We're going to let you go. All right, calling from 410. You're live on the air. 410. 410. Going 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to go on to the next caller because you playing 410. Calling from 216. You're live on the air.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I just wanted to call and say, Kevin really never demanded or pushed his opinion on anybody. These girls was calling in and asking him for opinions and how he felt. So anybody that has anger or misjudged of how he felt, then why did you call and ask him? He didn't go to you and tell you how he was. You called him and you asked him how he was. Yeah, you didn't like his answer, and so you're mad. That just doesn't make sense. And
you don't think his answer was offensive to a collective of black women? Even if somebody
I'm sure that
asked
his answer was offensive.
Right.
Offensive, but that doesn't mean that it's factual or
okay, so they
like
don't have a right to feel
like,
the way they feel. They don't got a right to say what they want to say. He got to say. He said what he want to say. Why can't they say what they want to say?
I feel like putting his word above any other man's is like trying to say that he's higher than any other nigga. The fact that you called him and asked him for his opinion does not mean that his opinion is higher or vital to anybody. I mean, I didn't care. I'm not sure why any other girl
Nicki
cared.
Minaj was talking to him. Tommy Lee was talking to him. A lot of celebrity people was talking to him.
Right. That does. Okay, celebrities are talking to him, so that means his opinion is better than
No, I'm saying that
another
to
man.
say
I'm
that
not
he
understanding.
was a popular person, right? And people wanted to see what he was going to say in regards to whatever they had to him. And maybe some girls did value his opinion. However, that's just that girl or those few girls. It does not speak for the collective, because when he's talked about black women, it was the collective of black women that he was throwing stones at. And, you know, he knew what he was doing.
I feel like us as a whole, we're like putting his opinion above or like at a place that it shouldn't be, because he wasn't anybody like important. So I mean, for us to be debating this much, it's like we're putting him above and higher than he should, and I'm not understanding why. And for the last caller who had called and had said women is this and women carry the kids for like 10 months and we give a birth, I understand that, sweetheart, but guess what? Women don't carry shit by themselves, okay? You need a man's nut to carry anything. All right, let's just get that out there, all right? Because that last caller, she just seemed like, yeah, well, I carry kids by myself. You don't do shit by yourself. You need that man. You understand? That's just my opinion on it.
All right, boo. All right, anything else?
Nope, that's it. Love you.
All right, love you too. Girl, what's going on? Calling from 310, you're live on the air. 310?
That's just my opinion.
Oh, shit. 610? I'm sorry. 610?
No, that's it. Love you.
610? Hey, girl. Talk to me.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
How you doing? Hey, sweetie, I'm from Philadelphia.
Come
and
on,
I've been
Philly.
listening to you for a long time.
Come on, Philly.
Hi,
Come on, Philly.
Yes, how you doing?
I'm good. Talk to me about, I don't know why, but I can't hear you properly.
Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you a little bit better, but it's a lot of backlash. I don't know what's going on.
All right, hold on. Hold on. Let me turn this TV down.
Yeah, turn it all.
My name is GIGI. My name is Miss G.
Okay. Do you have the radio on or something? I can still hear something. Can you turn it off?
Hold on. I'm going to turn this fan off. 1 second. Because I've been trying to get a hold of you for the longest.
Girl,
okay,
come
how about
on.
now?
Get hold to me. Okay.
Hey, sweetie, how you doing? My name is Miss G.
Talk to
me. I'm one of the girls myself, but I'm a believer in Jesus.
Yeah, I still hear the stuff in the back.
Okay,
all right,
we're gonna
put it back on hold. All right, let's go on to the next caller. Sorry about that. I couldn't hear behind. It was a lot of echoing. 410, you're live on the air.
Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't know you was calling the first digits of the phone number. I apologize.
I'm sorry. You didn't want me to put your business out there like that?
Oh, no. I was listening, but when you said 410 is playing, I was like, oh, crap, that's me.
Uh-huh. Talk to me. What's going on?
Well, okay, so first I want to say that I have hung around a multicultural of people, and one thing I want to say is our problems in the black community, because I hear these things a lot, most black people in our community. You hit the nail on the head when you say we're dealing with spirits, and they're just not, in our neighborhood. I've heard white people talk about their fathers molest them, white women, single mothers raising their children, Indian women raising their children, African people, single mothers raising their children. this problem is not just a Black American thing. This is a people's problem. But since we Black, we're going to talk about us.
Right.
Jamal Bryant, he has, just because he's not perfect, and none of our leaders are, because guess what? We are not perfect. I'm not perfect. I do things I don't want anybody to know. We all do things that if we pull that layer back, we would be ashamed of. So let's not point fingers at the ministers. I thank God for them. I thank God for them because I know that I go to church and I give not to a man, but I give unto God because I know where I've been and I know where he delivered me from. Say it louder for the people in the back.
You know where you've
so
been, and you know where God delivered you from. You wouldn't be nothing without him. How you have to do everything and how he, I know. Go ahead. And basically what she's saying is when she give her money to tithe, it's not for the man himself, but it's a spiritual thing between her and her believer.
It comes back because I know when I didn't tithe, and also know when I did tithe, the difference between the two. I talk to people who don't tithe. They have some problems. They always have money problems. I don't care how much money they make. It just never is enough. That's not my issue. I don't even make that much, and I got more than enough. Do you understand? So I know God is good. Don't let society dictate what your happiness is. I don't desire. My husband bought me a Mercedes. And let me say this. We need men. We love men in our community. We're not talking about the dusties of the community. We're not talking about, I'm saying we are talking about the dusties of the community, but we're not talking about the good men in our communities because we have some good men in our communities. So when we're talking, that's just say
but hold on, wait. Just like over there, they said, well, you know what? Women, you need to hold other women accountable. Don't you think them good men need to stand up and hold other niggas accountable?
They do, but we are not the same. Women are not the same like men. Men are different. They move differently. A pastor taught me that. Helped me a lot in my marriage because the things that I would be telling my husband, you need to do this, and why you're not worrying about this, and you never check the kids' grades. Guess what? It's a balance. I'm very strict. My husband is very loose. Now, I didn't wish it that way. I wish it was the other way around, but it didn't turn out to be that way. So it's a balance. That way, when the kids feel like I overstep my boundaries, guess what? They got somebody to go to. But if you don't have nobody to go to in your household, then you got kids that's depressed. You know, everything is a balance, and you got to work with what you got. My husband bought me a Mercedes. I don't want no Mercedes.
You
gave
want
me
a Mercedes?
Some responsibility.
Hold on.
Honey, I didn't want that. That's $100 of oil.
What is it? Which is it? An S500?
No, it was an older one. He spent like $15,000. He bought it in his budget. He ain't no high value man, but I appreciate his effort. He paid it off cash. It was a 300, beautiful, but it was a responsibility
but God blessed him, and God told him to buy that. You can't reject that now. That was a blessing.
Sold it, Mama.
Huh?
I sold it.
Now you know Kevin gonna get on you.
I'm not a materialistic person.
Kevin gonna say
well, and I asked him for his forgiveness. I did. But I want to say that, you know, we do need men. We don't want a society where we say, you know, well, I appreciate the men. I say that when I'm on the job, if I'm in the store, if a man comes up behind me. I'm in the state of Texas. There are some gentlemen in Texas. This is the first state that I was in that I could be a lady. Why? Because whether they're Spanish, whether they're black, whether they're African, no matter what, if they're Indian, whatever nationality, Caucasian, they are going to open the door for you and treat you like a lady. If you got something heavy you need to lift, they're going to come. The men know how to be men here. They were raised, you know, in that culture before, you know, it got
Now, what part of Texas you in?
Dallas.
Dallas? Okay. Because there's a lot of pow in Dallas.
What do you mean?
Killings.
Yeah, everybody. We all carry guns here. I got me one. So with that being said, just because Jamal Bryant may not be perfect in people's eyes, because I always say I'm a Christian to my own right, and what the Bible say. What you think about me, that's between you and your business. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
So do you feel that do you feel like Jamal have a right to say what he said? Because a lot of people feel like he does not.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, because he's a leader, and leaders teach. Kevin Samuels was toxic.
And what's your thoughts about Omarion saying the church is fake? It's full of fake
He is
and
absolutely
phony.
irrelevant. He is irrelevant. He don't go. You can't talk about something just like certain groups of people can't talk about the black community because you're not a part of it. If you're not a part of it, you don't understand it, and you have nothing to say. You don't go to church, and you ain't been to church in 6 years. You ain't got nothing to say about the church because you don't know what you're talking about. It's like me trying to talk about your household. I don't live in your house. I don't know what's going on. All I see is when you walk out the door, yeah, she ain't got no shoes on. You could have washed your feet, and maybe you got a bunion. You know what I'm saying? People talking what they don't know because they're not in that thing. If you're not in it, just be quiet. Pray that God help you and lead you, and that's all you're concerned with. Because when we meet him, we're going to meet him individually. We ain't going to meet him because of Pastor so-and-so and so-and-so.
Right.
Last thought, and I'm sorry, last thought is I wanted to say that, anyway, just keep it in mind that this is not an isolated black thing, and all our problems came from Africa. Trust me, they got some issues over there, so we can understand how things are in the world, because everything came from Africa. It stemmed from there. It is a patriotic country. It's not a matriotic. So,
all right. Well, I thank you for calling.
Thank you.
We're going to let you go. Girl, what's going on? All right, calling from 857. You're live on the air.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Talk to me. What's your thoughts about Pastor Jamal, Bryant, Kevin Samuels, and Omarion?
Okay, so I think that the pastor and Kevin Samuels, well, definitely Kevin Samuels, capitalizing off of black women and basically just talking down onto them, and I don't think it's cool. And I heard that he basically had a few of those callers call in, that he basically paid them, and I think the pastor is pretty lame. Only because, like, he is no different than Kevin Samuels, and didn't he have like 6 different wives?
I don't know about 6, but I know they say he's a cheater, and he used to be a pimp. So he got that pimp spirit, degrading women. You know what I'm saying? They all got that on him.
Yeah. So, and then I think Omarion, I understand, like, he's saying, you know, because Kevin Samuels is gone, that we should let him rest in peace. But at the end of the day, like, he's number one topic right now. Everybody's talking about Kevin Samuels. A lot of his videos are going viral, and he did say a lot of pretty shady things. So with the legacy that he left behind, you can't be mad when people are talking about him. And to the other lady, I mean, it's social media. Let's keep it real. Everybody's going to talk about this. It's juicy. It's hot topic. It doesn't matter whether you go to church or not.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah,
right. And then it's like, and I don't care just because I don't go to church. If somebody is, you know, just like, you're in church, like, why are you even talking about
you have
Kevin
a right
Samuels?
to speak whatever you want. The church people, they speak on everybody else. Why can't you speak about that?
Exactly. Exactly. And then the pastor's talking about Kevin Samuels as if he's any better than Kevin Samuels, and he's not.
Well, you said it. Well, anything else you got to say?
I ain't got nothing else to say. I don't know why people sweat Kevin Samuels so hard. Only because, like, the only thing I do want to say is that I don't think Kevin Samuels was a high-value man. He was just a high-earning man making 6 figures. He was finally feeling himself. He's, you know, 57, and Jay-Z is like 52 years old.
But then
so
he
probably
speak that
felt
thing.
he was on the same caliber.
Girl,
as
can we
Jay-Z.
talk about
and then
this? Can we talk about this? I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm in a cutting people off kind of mood. But can you say,
okay,
Kevin Samuels, his tongue is powerful or was powerful, you know? And I say that to say he prophesied on himself. He was a man full of debt and he was broken and broke. But he spoke that thing in existence. He acted like he was something and he turned into it, didn't he? Did he turn into it right before our eyes?
Yeah, he sure did.
He turned into a broke motherfucker, into a millionaire right in front of our eyes because he believed it, and so did everybody else believed it. He played the part, and so it is be. So his tongue is very powerful. You know, he got something on him that is very powerful. I will say that. And then how much he kept telling people, you gonna die alone. You gonna die alone. I think that spoke power too. And look at him, died alone. You know, he's died without his they want to say, well, his daughter was not close to him. He didn't die with his daughter in a home. He didn't die with, he had a house or apartment, and he got a room for his daughter because his daughter always coming over, and they have a close relationship. No, it was not given it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't. He died alone with a nurse prostitute. Okay, and that's just what it was. But that tongue keep telling people you're gonna die alone. You're gonna die alone. You're gonna die alone. You're gonna die alone.
And he died
alone.
Right, exactly. And it's right. And he always kept saying how he was a 9 and how he can get some pretty bad women. It's like the only women that wanted you was the girls, you know, like girls that know you got money. Like they just
you gotta be honest. These women don't want you. They want to use you for your money just like you want to use them for their pretty looks and their youth that you will never have. You will never be able to have the youth that they have. You will never be able to be beautiful or deemed beautiful like they were. But all you have is money. And these young girls can get money nowadays and age if they're smart and they have the mindset to get it. They can get that money. So money is, come on. We live in America where you can get money. You can become a broke person in the next month. You're a millionaire just like him. And that is a good message to show you he is really American. You can go from 0 to a millionaire. You know, in different countries, they don't allow you to have that freedom. You know, once you're poor, you're deemed poor, and you can never be rich. You can never have money. You know, a lot of countries are set like that. But America is a place where, you know, you could be poor today. You have to figure it out. You have to hustle. But you don't have to stay in that poor state. You don't have to be poor forever. You can change some things, and that's what he did. But that power, that tongue, telling people they're going to die, it was like a boomerang. All them boomerangs that he was flocking, he was throwing boomerangs, and what them boomerangs came right back to that ass.
Exactly. I did want to say one more thing before I go because I don't want to keep you up. But the only thing I wanted to say was his ratings and everything, it was very unrealistic. Like when he said, oh, you ain't no Kelly Rowland, Beyonce. But the only thing I had a problem with him is the fact that you can't compare average women to like Beyonce and Kelly Rowland. Because if I became a millionaire, I could look just like them too. So it's like, and then like when he's telling people, oh, well, rate yourself. Obviously, I'm going to rate myself a high ranking. As ain't nobody going to tell me I ain't a dime or I don't look good or whatever, because he contradicted himself so much. But like you said, to each their own, and then look at how he turned out. This is the man that everybody chooses to pray and talk highly of, and it's like, look at how he turned out. So it's like they should really look at the way how he left the world. Like,
they're not gonna look at that. They don't care. They don't care about that. They want the message. Only thing do you think these people really care about Kevin Samuels? They liked his message. It's the spirit. That's what they want. They want the spirit of his message. If Kevin Samuel was live today and his message was changed and he was telling men about themselves and he was uplifting women, his people would fall. They would not follow him. They don't care because he's Kevin. Kevin is never that. And I would think heaven knows Kevin Samuels. It's nothing without the spirit of that, whatever he was speaking on. That spirit on him, that's what people wanted. And that spirit still lives on. That spirit is not dead. It is alive and well. And what did that spirit say? Winter is coming. So y'all, we're going to find out what's going on this winter because that spirit is still around. Kevin is gone. That spirit used his body and tossed it to the side. Not a spirit of off in something else or multiply, because you know they say spirits can multiply and divide. And we just have to see what's going on. But that spirit still lives on.
But it was nice speaking with you,
It was nice speaking to you too, boo. You better call back. Okay. You got a nice voice. I like your voice. All right, calling from 425. You're live on the air. 425. Hello? 425. They said that spirit ain't gone. Trust and believe me. If you go on social media right now, you're gonna see that spirit everywhere. And it's not gonna go either. That's a spirit. That's a powerful spirit, and it's gonna be here for a minute because it's want war. I'm telling y'all. All right, let's go on. Calling 510. You're live on the air.
Hey, Gigi. 90 seconds. How you doing?
Hey, boo. Talk to me.
Well, you know what? I really wanted to say something about some of the women who are defending Kevin Samuels and his rhetoric. I really think that some of the women that are defending him thought he wasn't talking about them. I really do. I think that they feel like perhaps even the night nurse he was with. I think they feel like they're in a category of either money that they make or a level of attractiveness that they feel about themselves, or they feel like he wasn't talking about them. And I think that's why they don't care, because every time someone calls in.
You know that's how men play your ass. You know that's what they do. They talking to Keisha and Vanessa. They'll tell Vanessa, yeah, Keisha ain't shit. I can't stand her, but I love you. And he'll go tell Keisha, Vanessa ain't shit. You know, that's what they do. They love to do that. And just like you have a man, he put pause on all his wives. You tell Melissa, listen, girl, I love you, and I know you happy with Michael. But Michael, he got a problem. He always putting pause on all his women, and he got a real anger problem, girl. And she's
10
like,
seconds.
You know what? What did she do? Did she leave? No, she doesn't.
No.
She'll say, you just hate
be like, he didn't hit me.
Yeah, he ain't hit me. I'm different. You know what I'm saying? They was the wrong one. I'm the chosen one. I'm different. So you always going to have a lot of girls that always feel, for whatever reason, they're different. He ain't going to hit him. They man ain't on a down low when niggas didn't told your ass. But you know what? Go ahead.
No, get it out, because that's how I feel. I've been lurking around and being nosy and all this and messy and all that, and listening to a lot of people talk, and I just really feel like there's a common theme amongst these women that call in, and sometimes they're like, well, I make money or this and that, and I didn't have a problem with what he was saying, and sometimes he was speaking the truth, and it's like, well, a broken clock is right 2 times a day. I mean, just because somebody says something once that makes sense doesn't mean that we're supposed to get behind all the other BS that they were talking. So I'm just tired of that, because I think that for women, some of the issues that we're having with men is that we don't have any unity. If you're going to be okay with the man talking down about one woman, like I'm not super short, but if I hear somebody trash talking super short women, am I supposed to say, well, he is right. You know, she couldn't reach that bread yesterday off the top. I mean, you know what I mean? So back women up. I feel like we need to back each other up.
I feel like women are more groomed to be divisive and to be competitive on each other, to be individual competitive as far as look goes. Oh, she's prettier than you, pageantry, things of that nature. When boys, they're more groomed to have a unity, a team. Basketball, sports, it creates the most unity to work with your fellow brother, So I think it all comes from, little people.
and that's true because a lot of times women, we are in competition, and that's why you find that, you could be married or have a boyfriend, and it's not the woman's fault, but you find out, he's sleeping with your sister, or he done slept with your best friend, and you'd be like, girl, what's wrong with you? Like, why would you even do me like that? Like, even though he's
it wasn't
doing
about
it, like, women,
you.
we're not having enough.
Honestly, girl, I didn't mean to sleep with him. Can I be honest with you? I've always been kind of jealous because you always get everything. And when he came to me, it felt like I'm on your level because your man that you always talk about, he does this for you and everything. He paid me attention. I felt like because I was at a lonely place because it really didn't have nothing to do with you. It's just him validating me because he validated you. And yeah, and it was just a moment, and I apologize. It was so good, though. It really was. But go ahead.
Gigi, did you do this before? Did you do this before? You did that a little bit too good. Hold up. Hold up. No, I had a childhood friend who something like that to me, and it was with my ex, and I'm like, he's that you know what I mean? That I don't know what you want to call it, but that thing was for everybody. That was community thing, and that's why I wasn't with him. And she kind of did that, but then after her mother died, I forgave her. And my sister is upset about it because she's like, that girl might poison your food. Like she. But I felt bad because it's like her mother died, so I don't know, I'm off topic. But anyway.
No, it's not off topic because you got me I want to tell a story. I seen this on TV, okay? So this is a TV story, but it's a true story because it happened back in the day. But let me tell you, it was a king and a queen, or, they were royalty, right? And so, back in the day, 1700s, a lot of men and women, they did not know who they were marrying. They was kind of like married off, like, okay, he has
arranged
this.
Marriages.
Yeah, it was arranged marriages. He have this status. It's going to be good for the family. See, back in the day, they don't know what love is because everything was political. Now, just like today, a lot of things are political. Everything was political back then when it comes to royalty marriages. You have to do things for the family. It's not about your happiness, but it's about what looks good for the family. So she got with this man, and she was not in love with this man. And this man really did not love her. He ended up having different hoes, side hoes. And she was forced to be okay with it. She looked the other way. She didn't complain. She was still supportive. However, she wanted more out of life. And of course, during those times, people always condemn her. You shouldn't want anything. You should just spend all your attention towards your husband because that's how they were grooming these people. And yes, this is white people. This is not black people. This is European. So anyway, she came across this young lady that was her age, and she was running away from her abusive husband because her husband put paws on her and took her kids. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but back in the day, women did not have the rights to their kids. Men had all the rights. So that means when you give birth, you don't have the rights to your kids. The man has the rights. So back in the day, when men used to put paws on women and they wanted you to do what they want you to do, they would take your kids and say, okay, if you're not going to do X, Y, y'all take your damn kids. You ain't going to never see these motherfuckers, okay? And they did it, So she was running away from her safety, and all she did wanted to be with her kids, right? She was on the run. So the girl, she took her in. She said, I'm going to ask my husband if you can come in. So she invited her to dinner, and her husband was trying to talk to her. And she denied him. She said, no, I didn't want to be with him. I got my own situations going on. But she steady being friends with this girl. And her husband said, yeah, she can stay with us. But the husband already thinking, I want to creep.
He want to sleep with her.
Right. Yeah. But the girl feel like, okay, the girl, she already denied him, so maybe she'll be a good friend. And they really had a lot of good stuff in common. They was like sisters, you know what I'm saying? Girl, come to find out, couple of weeks go by or months, she went into her room. She was going to her room Girl, they had the bodyguards in front of the room. She said, let me in. And the bodyguard said, no, we're not letting you in. Next thing you know, she heard her friend moaning. Oh, yeah, girl, he was laying it down to her ass. Oh, my gosh, she was so hurt. Girl, I was hurt for her ass. I said, this is some bullshit. She tried to get your ass, for safety. Because that man was
help you.
Right, trying to help you, and you'll do this to her. And girl, when they came out, she said to her, how dare you? I let you sleep with all these hoes, but you went after my friend. You went after her, but you have to remember, too, it's a dynamic power. This man has a lot of money. He have a lot of finances, and the girl she brung in, she has nothing. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't want to talk to the girl. She told her husband, I want her ass out my house. I want her out. I don't want you to ever see her again. Do you know he told her, no, that's not going to happen. I enjoy her company, and she's going to stay around.
What?
Yes, girl.
Oh,
yes.
hell no.
Yes. So she said, well, hell, I want a divorce. Girl, the family got involved, said, no, you're not going to divorce him. It's bad for the family. No, you're going to go through this, and you're going to stay in this situation. So she had nowhere to go. She had to stick it out. So, girl, she was going to these different parties and stuff, and she came across this other man. And he was being progressive in life. He wasn't traditional, but he didn't have the money. So she ended up really liking this man. And, they started to get a little bit involved. Anyway, the girl that was still living at the house, she told her, she said, listen, I apologize for sleeping with your husband, but he promised me I would get a chance to see my kids.
My kids. I knew it.
She did it because she wanted to see her kids. And yes, he made arrangements. Them kids did stay at the palace, and they still stay with her. And that's the only reason why she did it, because she wanted to be with her kids. And she had to look out for herself. So in a sense, I ain't blame her, but I blamed her, but I ain't blame her. But her homegirl, she was still kind of offish towards her. She like, I understand, but I'm still 10 feet ho. So anyway, because you got to remember, right, they still living in this palace together. So anyway, when the husband went off to do some type of work and trip and shit, the girl, she got this man that she really liked. She invited him to the palace so he can spend time with her. So, girl, they started spending time with each other. Come to find out, homegirl set it up, and she was looking out for her. And then that's when they started being more cordial, right? And you think, okay everything was kind of cool. Girl, her and this other man, they started doing everything. And she was leaving her husband for him. And she told her husband, she was honest. She said, no, I'm leaving you for Fred or whatever the nigga name is. And he said, over my dead body, you're not going nowhere. And he said,
he still wanted the wife?
Yes. They are controlling, because he said it's a bad look for me. How would it look for me? I allow my wife being around these other men, and they marrying you, and you're doing to do with them. It's a bad look for me. It will ruin my reputation for me to allow my wife, my property, you know what I'm saying, to be with another man. He said, no, over my dead body. He said, if you go off and you leave me with him, I will make sure Fred would not have no employment. He wouldn't have a place to stay. Everybody would turn his back on them. You would be rot poor. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much giving her no ultimatum. So she had to go and break Fred heart. She said, no, Fred, I can't be with you. I got family to think of and this, that. But she really was doing it because she was trying to save Fred, because her husband was going to have it out for Fred and his whole family. Not only would Fred be cursed, but his whole family would be cursed. You know what I'm saying? And he knew Fred really wanted to be something in life, and he had the means to stop it. I don't know why I'm telling y'all this story, but you triggered me a story, and you know I like to be watching TV. So, yeah, girl, did y'all like my story?
You know what? I'm listening to your story, but all I got to say is women need to have more hood for each other. And and as far as your story, if the friend needed to screw him for her kids, then you should have went and told your friend, look, your husband want to screw me, and I want to see my kids. I know you're going to be mad. I'm sorry. Back in that day, what could she do? You laughing, but I mean, back in that day, what could she do? like back in that day. I don't know what's gonna come from it, but I'm gonna go. Before I go, I just wanted to say something about that spirit that you mentioned earlier when you said it's a spirit out there that jumped up out of Kevin Samuels and now running around looking for a new daddy. I just want to say that I do believe there's a spirit, but I think it's the spirit of reckoning that's out there. You see a lot of these rappers and different people being arrested, and that we all need to be, as far as women, we should be looking at that and seeing where we fit in with it, because there's a lot of reckoning that's going on. And I think there's going to be a lot of news and a lot of other people that are going to find out that the karma that they put out is coming for them. And so on that note, I'm going to get off the phone and take care of Gigi. You stay sweet.
Thank you, boo. Love you. All right, make sure you
call back. Love you too.
All right, our caller from 614. You're live on the air, 614. Hello?
Hello?
I'm sorry, 419. Shit. 419, you're live on the air.
Hi, Gigi.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm so happy to finally talk with you.
I'm happy you're here, too.
Yes, and that is a wild-ass story. And you know what? To even know that even happened and, you know, just comparing to how men have those power dynamics over us, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a real story. It is. I'm going to look it up because I forgot the name of it. But I know it's a real story that it came from. But go ahead, talk to me about the Jamal or whatever you want to talk about that we were talking about today.
Yeah, that's crazy because the pastor literally knew that what he would say would shake the internet. He knew that he would get some traffic off of that. He didn't have no regard for, you know, how Kevin and his family might, you know, have been represented in that moment. I don't know. But you know how it is now where, you know, the internet, if you can get some sort of friction from it, we got to see what happens next, like how he's going to handle it, because obviously something happened today for everybody to be talking about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and what's your thoughts about Omarion speaking out?
I think he had, like, compassion. Like, I think he felt sorry. A lot of men are going to kind of co-sign with the fact that, like, you need to leave, you know, this man particularly alone, regardless of what he say. Like, they stick together, you know. It's a lot of people that said something. But the way that Omarion expressed his feelings, I guess he just really want everybody to get together and have, like, some compassion, basically, you know?
Mm-hmm. All right, boo. I thank you for calling in. All right, we're going to let you go. And to be honest with y'all, I don't know the name of that movie. I have to go through and see my past history because I don't know the name of it. I know it took place back in the 1700s. I believe it was the 1700s. And I knew it was white people. That's it. All right, let's keep on going. Calling from 862. You're live on the air.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Talk to me. What's your thoughts about this?
Is it? I don't know if you're talking to me or if you're talking.
No, I'm talking to you.
You hear me?
I'm talking. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. What up, Gigi?
What's going on? What's up? What's up?
Listen, it's time to get into some things.
Go ahead.
Omarion is absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? You can't, like, in a place of worship, it's time and place, right? You can't, when you know you got a spotlight, you got cameras, you got, if you're trying to uplift the God, why would you want to put another black man down in that moment, being another black man? Pick somebody else. There's Hitler. There's all types of people out here that's really crazy, that's white, that's, you know, that we can attack. Let's leave, whatever his legacy is, let's leave that alone, and God's gonna deal with him accordingly. But why you gotta go on stage and bring more wreak to havoc?
Okay, you want me to answer it, or you just talking hypothetically?
I want you to answer.
Okay. Well, he want to know, why did Jamal do that? Let me tell you why he did it. So up last night, You know, it's been in Jamal's mind, like, God, tell me what you want me to do. And God spoke to him. They said they had a meeting. It was God, Kevin, the demons, and it was a whole thing up in the spirit realm, because you know, when Kevin went to the spirit realm, you know, it's a havoc, because you had a lot of people on earth in the black community praying like, God, please don't let it be true. They was trying to bring Kevin back to life because they didn't want this to be true. When you heard about Kevin leaving this earth, did you want that to be true?
Listen, it's not, for me, it don't matter.
Oh, you didn't care that he died? You didn't care? I was shocked.
People die every day.
Yeah, but Kevin.
People die every day.
But Kevin, I don't know, you know, because you're so used to seeing him every day on a YouTube. It's like, dang, he gone for real. He ain't do shit but stay on that goddamn YouTube. He ain't go nowhere. But clearly he was going places, right? And then, you know, when they said death knock on people's door. And you can't do nothing but answer it up. Have you heard about that? When death come knocking at your door? And to think about it, like death was on his grind and he didn't even know it. Nobody knew it. We don't know when death is looking at us. And in 2022, it looked like death was looking at Kevin Samuels trying to figure out when he gonna take him out. Ain't that something? Anyway, you know, it made a big old havoc. So God said, Jamal, you need to go out to your people and speak on this. And that's why he did it. Jamal said he had to speak on it because that was God's message for him to tell his congregation. And they said it's a lot of women that's around 35 that is at his congregation that have been sliced and diced by Kevin Samuel's word because he speaks to the black community, right? So it affects the people in the church because he targets the black community, and a lot of, you know, the church is the black community. So for so long, the black community has been the church has been the face for the black community. And it's been a face, you know, a collective majority, a lot of if it was not black women, it would be no church, you know? So that's what I think, you know, but go ahead.
I still feel like Kevin Samuels was an entertainment act. And people are getting mixed up with his personal life and whatever the case may be with how he's portraying himself on YouTube to make money. You understand? So everybody know that he was doing YouTube videos before catering to men and trying to help men out. And nobody
But can you say the same thing about Jamal? It's an act. It's for entertainment. It's theater.
No, that's not entertainment. He's a preacher. So we have to identify the roles here. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a preacher in a church where people are where he's leading people. Kevin Samuels was an entertainment personality.
But some people can. It seems like you're putting Jamal on a higher pedestal because he claims to be closer to God or the church. But a lot of people in religious, it's entertainment. You have entertainment departments in religion. You know, people preach a certain way, very dramatic, to be entertained, to capture your attention. They want to grab your attention. So
let me ask you this. If Barack Obama came out right now and said, you know what, I'm leaving Michelle, black men, go ahead out there and do what you want to do. I'm your president, I say that, okay? And if he started a YouTube channel and started guiding people in all types of ways, right? You don't look at Barack Obama like, why the hell would he go out and say something like that? He's the president or the former president of the United States. He has a certain responsibility. No?
Okay, let me answer that. Okay, if I'm in a traditional mindset, I would say, why would he do that? Because traditional and conservative is fake and phony. It's like you got to put on this fake and phony air to be something that you're not, I don't know. But hell, I say he's liberated. He's actually being himself. You know, this is the real him. I may not agree with the message. Hell, I don't agree with the message, but maybe that's the real damn Obama. Maybe he started faking a funk, and that's how he really feel. You know, he showed y'all his true self. That's what I say.
okay. But I still feel at the end of the day, if he's dead and you know he died suddenly, he was a personality. Like look at Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams be going in on everybody, right? But if something was to happen to her, would everybody come around and be like, right now everybody's showing a lot of compassion for Wendy Williams as she's going through her struggles, right?
No, they not. Let me tell you something. Do you remember when Wendy Williams fell and she had that seizure? Everybody was joking about that. That's something serious. People don't care. Can we stop acting like everybody care? Can we stop acting like everybody give a damn? Because they don't. People do not care.
But some people do.
Some people do, but everybody don't. A lot of people don't.
But on social
they
media,
talk about Whitney
like
Houston, whoever. If Princess Diana, she died, they talked about her ass. Everybody gonna get talked about in a negative way. Somebody not gonna like your ass.
But not by the pastor. Not by the pastor.
Pastor
it's
is nothing but another human being. But if you see the pastor as something more, then maybe you will have an issue with it. And I understand that because I guess I used to be that way. But I see these men in the church. They're nothing no more than you and me or anybody else, okay? It's just what it is. That's their profession. That's their job. That's how they make their money. You know, they like to do what they do. Some people may see it as entertainment.
If he's a teacher, if your professor, your teacher came to you, someone that you look to for guidance, if you're at a job and your boss, your supervisor, someone that you look to for guidance, if you're in a church, that's the pastor, right? So for us in the United States, that's the president. We look to them for guidance. People need somebody to look up to. So when you have that responsibility, you got to make sure you delivering the proper message or you're going to cause war and havoc. That's all I'm saying.
Do you know what? I hear what you're saying. I feel like people stop being followers. Have your own mind. You know, you can be inspired by what a person does, but don't be inspired by the whole being of that person because that whole being is flawed and they're human. I can be inspired by you because you started your own business, but that's where it ends. You starting your own business. I'm not going to look for you for everything. They say, okay, this is how you treat your wife, so you are the blueprint. No, the fuck you not. I'm taking bits of you, and bits of them. But I'm never going to look at one person as a whole as I'm going to put you on a pedestal. Whatever you say is golden, is God, even if it goes against what I really think and feel. I'm not doing that. To me, that's close to idolization, people. And I'm not putting no president, no teacher. If you teaching me my 1, 2, 3s, that's who's going to end, the 1, 2 damn 3s. And that's it. That's just for me. Now, I understand people, they want one person. They want things to be simple. They want things to be black and white. But I got news for you. This is life. Nothing is simple. Nothing is black and white. Okay? So if you in that mindset of everything's going to be simple, black and white, you're going to always be frustrated and upset what another person do because they're not living up to your expectation or they're not living up to the expectation they put themselves out here to be. And you have to, I realize that, hey, just because they say they this and they that, maybe they may not be all that in a bag of chips. Maybe they have their days. Maybe on Monday they good, but on Friday through Sunday or whatever they ain't. I don't know. But I don't put too much on it. Mm-hmm.
Listen, Queen, I think all those things can exist. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, when you respect somebody's hustle in their business, they do need to stop right there, right? And stop looking for people, you know, for your everyday. What we gonna eat today? What we wearing today? What what kind of wife I'm looking for today, based off of what's hot or what somebody else is saying. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I hear you. It's just like a mattress. You know, I'm looking for a new mattress. But, you know, just because Keisha said, girl, you should get this mattress. I'm not going to get it. I want to lay on all the mattress. And I'm going to pick the mattress right for me. And by that, comment, let us know what mattress y'all got. What do y'all think is the best mattress for y'all? Comment, let us know in the comment section. What is the best mattress for you?
I sleep on I'm a physical person, so I like to sleep on a memory foam. You know what I'm
The
saying?
memory foam? You like that memory foam?
Yeah.
What you think about
Yeah,
that ceiling?
I like
What about that ceiling?
the ceiling.
The ceiling. What's that mattress called? Ceiling?
The ceiling. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what the hell I'm talking about either. All right, I'm going to let you go, boo. I'm going to let you go. All right, comment. Let us know. Okay, we going to be out this thing. Somebody like a fern. Let's talk about it. All right, I love you guys, and I'll see y'all on another video.
Thank you for using